women be like, oh, you're 5'9"? Do you have a real job? Do you have 401k? Then they'd be like, oh, you're 6 foot. Ex-wife? Oh, okay. Baby mama? All right, that's fine. Then they'd be like, I'm sorry, you're 6'4"? You haven't been child support in years? It's all right. We'll work on that. You owe how much in debt? It's okay. We'll figure it out. You haven't seen your kid in 6 months? We'll get her back. Women are... And they wonder why they're so single out here. Women crazy as hell. Crazy as hell.
Hey, we got Corey in the comments. He says, as a man that is 6'4", I can't confirm this is true. I just got out of prison and my old lady was waiting on me. Another guy says, at 5'11", I'm not sure where I ever categorize that. That's fair. These modern women, man, she telling on y'all. They gonna call you pick me, but you speaking the truth right now.
Men, I know these are some things that you might be thinking, but if you say it, you'll be crucified. So me as a woman, I'm gonna say it for you. Manipulation often wears mascara. So just because she's crying doesn't mean that she's innocent. A lot of times women are the actual aggressors and the abusers, but society excuses it and looks at it, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Being a woman is most definitely not a character reference. Victimhood is not a personality trait. And that word that women love to use, it's trauma. Trauma explains behavior. It certainly does not excuse it. A man who yells is considered abusive, but a woman who wants to square up like a dude and throw hands is just reactive. Ladies, you can't demand protection and then turn around and refuse correction. It doesn't work that way. Women should not automatically be believed on a claim just because they have a vagina. If equality is what y'all are pushing for, then you better be ready for equal accountability. Some of you ladies need to stop making it your mission to go out and find a king and find some character. Y'all have a good day.
You got a point here. They're not going to want to hear you. They're going to call you a pick me, but you got a point here. And as most of you probably know, she's divorced. Got a kid from a previous marriage. And this is the kind of person that a man would look for. Somebody who's self-aware. Somebody who has learned their lesson after they've gone through something. You guys, modern women, will get married multiple times. Some of you guys don't even get married. Some of you guys are out there messing around with Chad and Tyrone, going to the carousel every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What other days? Saturday and Sunday. All the days. 7 days a week. You're riding the carousel freely, uninhibited, and you expect a man to allow that in his life. You expect a man to care for that. Y'all are trying to put your hands on a man. Y'all are trying to talk crazy to a man, and you expect him to protect and provide. That's a problem. No, I'm not going to do it.
Why a lot of women get upset when men they're not attracted to approach them? It's because they feel insulted. They're like, how dare you, person who is unattractive in my eyes, approach me? That's an insult. You think I would be with you? Obviously, you think I'm at the same level of attractiveness as you. I don't think I am. And that's why they get upset. That's my theory. What do you guys think?
Well, I think men know that, but it doesn't make it any less rude. That's what the point is. You guys are being rude to men, and you're expecting a man to take care of you. You're expecting a man to let it roll off of his back. And you'll see in a lot of these other clips, modern women say things and they do things and they push emotional buttons, and then they wonder why men react the way that they do. You guys, even though you're saying it nicely, well, not specifically you, but even though modern women are saying it nicely, or they might think they're saying it nicely, they're really actually disrespecting, in some ways taunting the man, trying their best to degrade and embarrass the man, clown the man. That's actually the word that I'm looking for. You're trying to clown me in front of public, in front of your friends, and then you get embarrassed when a man doesn't approach you. You get embarrassed when a man sees you and doesn't walk up to you because you're self-conscious. And now you're thinking, well, I mean, I thought I looked good, but who else doesn't think that I look good? Is there something on my face? Is there something in my hair? Is it some on my clothes? Because surely, the way that I look, somebody would approach me. You see how that sounds, or you see how that plays out? You go out here trying to embarrass somebody, and you go out here trying to clown somebody, but then in the end, you become the clown. That's what men are saying. Y'all need to start figuring out ways. Modern women need to start figuring out ways to be better people and stop asking high value men, if that's what you want to call it, to take care of y'all, and you don't even know how to take care of your expression.
Man, this generation of women then blew it with these men. Like, these men dated y'all in high school and 20s, and at fucking 30 they want to go back to their phase because y'all done fucked them up. Like, it ain't no here. They don't want to date no more, go on dates. They don't want to get to know you. They want to be 37 and motherfucking kicking it in a club, drunk every day. Like, what?
Nope. And sometimes I'd say, there's a lot of it that has to do with you, but then there's a lot of it that society has put on men. And so men are like, well, I'm not really in the position. I'm not really ready to do that. So until I'm ready to do that, I'm going to be out here and grind. And then when I feel like I get to that level, then, I'll start pursuing that. But you guys will understand it's a balance. That's why men don't stunt y'all like that. You just give the man extra motivation to pursue his goals. You know what I mean? He was already going to start doing that anyway, pursuing his goals. But you say, hey, I want a little bit of companionship. But when modern women act the way that they act, the man is like, okay, well, now I know I need to pursue my goals.
I went to this singles event last night. I had zero desire of going. I was so tired. It was raining out. I was so tired. It was that time of the month. There couldn't be anything less that I wanted to do last night than to go to a singles event. I pushed myself. I get there, and there's actually some cute guys there. I was pleasantly surprised. So we played a little pickleball, and then we had like an hour to mingle.
Okay, time to mingle. I suck at pickleball.
I was going up to get some water, and this guy comes up and he's like, hey. And I was turned around, and he was so cute. I was like, hi. And we were locked for an hour. Totally clicked, had a lot in common. Got his number. He texted me an hour later and asked if he could call me. We talked on the phone for an hour. He lives 10 minutes away from me. This all sounds amazing, doesn't it? Proceeds to tell me he just separated from his wife of 19 years 4 months ago. You can't write this. This guy is not ready for a relationship at all. Also, we had matched on Hinge before. So I went back and I looked at my matches. He did not respond back to me. So I said, okay, what was that about? You didn't respond to me. He has the audacity to tell me he's new to dating and there's just so many options. And he's just having so much fun because there's so many girls that are contacting him, getting likes here and likes there, and probably why he didn't respond to me.
Huh?
Thanks for being honest, babe. I don't know, should I just have fun with him? Is this a slippery slope? Also, he's 48.
No, I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying, let this be a lesson on how it feels to be done like this. So the next time you're out here in the dating world, I'm just telling you, you need to start responding. You don't like the way it feels, don't do it to somebody else.
I recently discovered how important it is to date a considerate man. So I was dating this guy. We were dating for a couple months. I'm a mom. That's a huge part of my identity. It's something I would never hide from someone. I live it, I breathe it. I'm a mom. We're pretty locked in with each other. I'm talking, positive trajectory to make things official. I let it be known from the start. I'm only looking for something serious. I'm not doing the casual thing. He acknowledges, he says, he's serious. He wants to make this work with me as well. Cool, we're on the same page, or so I thought. This guy was going out of town for work, so he was going to be gone for a couple of months, and we had one last weekend to spend together. This weekend also happened to be Mother's Day weekend. Reminder, I'm a mom. So we end up going to see a movie. We're having a good time as always. We click really well. Like, our connection was there. That was never a question. She's like, let's go back to my place. We'll have some wine. I'll make some dinner. We'll enjoy the night. So I'm like, perfect. Let's do it. And, you know, we're having a good time. We're sipping on some wine, cooking some dinner. And I'm like, oh, I need to go pee. Now, if you know, I hate going into a man's bathroom because a man's trash can is going to tell on him every single damn time. Going pee. My eyes glance over to the trash can, and there are used makeup wipes sitting right on top, and eyelash extensions on the floor. I take a few deep breaths, and I go out there and act like it's normal. Okay? I don't say anything. I sit with that shit for a minute. When I left the bathroom, I left it sitting on top right there, and I left the trash can lid open because I knew that at some point throughout the night he was going to use the bathroom and he was going to see it if I left the lid open, and then realized that I had seen it. So the night goes on. I'm acting as normal as I can, and we go to sleep. Whatever. We wake up the next morning, and this shit's just really not sitting with me well. I'm like, there's no way I can't not bring this up. I go back into the bathroom, and I let him know. It's crazy that there's makeup wipes in your bathroom trash can. Who did that? What is that? Makeup wipes in my bathroom trash can? Could never be, right? That whole thing. And I'm sitting there like, you lying sack of shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I was really not trying to I'm not an argumentative person. So I'm going to address it, and I'm going to let you plead your case, and then I'm going to sit with it and decide if it's forgivable or it's not. When we woke up the next morning, it was Mother's Day. So I had plans to obviously spend with my daughter because I'm a mother, and he had plans to go see his mom, which totally fine by me because, again, he was leaving the following day to go out of town for work for a couple months. When I tell y'all, I didn't get a card, not a bouquet of flowers, not an iced coffee in the morning, not a dinner bought. I didn't get jack shit for Mother's Day. And on top of that, I just clocked that you had another at the house. And I didn't get a single damn thing. At that point, I wasn't even mad about the makeup wipe situation. I was more so mad that you did not acknowledge me as a mother. And that is like the most important thing and aspect in my life. It showed me how inconsiderate that person could be. It also taught me a very valuable lesson in that moment, is that I very much so appreciate a considerate partner, someone who is going to see me, someone who is going to understand me, and someone who values the importance in doing the little things. And this person was just not that.
These women in the comments talking about you stayed, know your worth. A lot of these modern women don't know their worth. That's why they be trying to put it in bags and other stuff that actually doesn't matter. They find a good looking man. I mean, I'm looking at her aesthetic, so it tracks. Her hair is perfectly done for this video. The hat perfectly placed. Let me go ahead and play a little bit more of this. Eyes, she's got eyelashes. Her brows are done. Perfect face of makeup, I would say. Not too much. Very pretty eyes. So with that aesthetic, she's looking for a fairly good looking man. Right? Well, a lot of these women date bums and yada yada. I get it. Stop. Now leave me alone. This woman and women like this, I'm saying, Kevin Samuel said, when a man is a Chad and a Tyrone, when a man has the stuff that you want, he can just really do it. If these men, some of these men are honest. Some of these men are upfront, and I know Kevin Samuel's like, yeah, go ahead and be upfront with him. Don't lie to him. But some of these men, if they didn't tell you, you would never know. You would never know. Well, his patterns would be off and this and that. Y'all are talking about the men that don't care. Or some of the men, they just don't be paying attention. These guys, if they want to, they can cover those tracks. I can go here, I can go there, I can do this, I can do that. They can cover those tracks just like you can. Y'all are not as crafty as you think that you are. But of course, the point is, yeah, she stayed. Of course she stayed. She probably liked the dude. And so therefore, I'm going to take whatever he gives me.
What I learned after being on Hinge for 4 days. So, apparently, guys my age don't like me, which is perfectly fine. Like, my window is kind of small. It's 26, which is my age, to 29. That's my age range. So I wasn't getting likes at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Once I upped my age to 43, that's when the likes started coming in. So I'm like, y'all are nasty ass men. Like, anyways, there's that. 2, men are just ugly. No one was like really attractive on the app. I maybe sent likes to like 5 guys where I'm like, and like, they weren't wow. They were just like, oh, not bad, which is honestly probably not a very nice way. But anyways, that. And then 3rd, when did Hinge become the hookup app? Like, I thought that was Tinder's job. At least my experience with Tinder, which was like 2017, 2018, Tinder was the hookup app. Like, everyone knew that. So there's that. And I'll just do a story time of how some guy wanted me to come over.
You know, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're ruining ourselves. Y'all wonder why men don't be paying attention to y'all. This is why. This is why. Let's read some of the comments. Somebody said, respectfully, you look 36, not 26. Somebody else said, pot calling the kettle black. Somebody else said, maybe quit calling men ugly because you look like you're 36. And then, of course, somebody said, in quotes, no one was really attractive on the app. And then they put under that that comment the picture of Spider-Man pointing to Spider-Man. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. This is why these women out here are getting disrespected. This right here. You don't have to do this. If you would just lower your pride just a little, if you would just turn down the knob, the volume on your ego just a little bit, you wouldn't be getting embarrassed like this. I mean, and number 1, number 2, you didn't have to tell nobody about this. You could have kept this to yourself and said, let me recalibrate. Y'all think y'all are worthy of Brad Pitt. You're not. Bro, come on now. Come on now. Maybe I ain't seeing something. So here's her dating profile. Okay. Her skin looks young. She looks 5'5". Oh, East Asian. Okay. Liberal, of course. I'm sorry. I just... You know, just... You guys think... Okay, like a guy's profile right away. Smiles and dimples. She likes dimples, okay? Unfortunately, my type are brown F-boys. That's why you're not getting picked. That's why you're not getting picked. You know, let's say for the sake of argument. Let's say for the sake of argument that you do look 26. And you are a 7 out of 10. If you're dealing with F-boys, they're looking for like baddies. That's what they're looking for. And when they run across, like, what you're looking for might be an actual relationship. They're not looking for a relationship. So they might grab you and you know, pump and dump. Unfortunately for you, I'm sorry to say that. But as far as getting an F-boy who is literally doing that for his own purposes, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get somebody that comes in, knocks you down really quickly, and I'm heading on back to the house. Period. Don't come over to my place, I'll come over to yours. Y'all can't keep talking like this, I think is what my point is. Y'all can't keep on talking like this and looking the way that you look.
So earlier today, I asked the men how they would feel about being in a relationship with a woman who makes significantly more money than them. And you guys did not disappoint. So far, I think we have about 200 comments. I think I've read through all of them. I'm working on replying to them. But I wanted to do like a global reply. I was pleasantly surprised by your answers. Almost all of you said you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. And most of you were very detailed in your responses as to why you wouldn't care, and that leads me to believe that they're authentic and they're genuine. A lot of you said that you wouldn't care as long as it wasn't used against you, and there were enough of those comments that led me to believe that that's a common practice, and I didn't know that, genuinely, honestly. I've never been in that situation. I don't know if I'll ever be in that situation. I'll let you guys know if I ever am. So it's hard for me to say how I feel. I don't go into relationships thinking about how much money someone makes. Now, I do want somebody who's financially stable and financially intelligent, who makes really good financial decisions, because that could be a disaster. And a lot of you mentioned that also. I don't think relationships should be based on money, but I do think money is important, and it is something that has to be discussed early on, because you could make all the money in the world and have nothing to show for it, or you could make $50,000 and have $1 million in your investment portfolio. So,
well, a lot of men don't care. And I know you can point to probably maybe a handful. There are some men out there that they're, I don't want to say intimidated, but they feel like the woman is trying to usurp them. And I think that's something that they have to fix within themselves. But I also think that maybe as a woman, you can reassure him and say, hey, listen, it doesn't matter what amount of money I'm making. I'm following your lead, right? I have the finances to put toward the vision of us building our future together. Now, that doesn't mean that you choose a bum as a man, but a genuine man, like a lot of these brothers in the comments. And this guy says right here, maybe we should explore why it was a surprise. What factors led to the belief that men care? And a lot of women have these horror stories about this stuff. Men are saying to you, no, that doesn't matter to me. I can handle that. Listen, like a little money isn't gonna, when I look at that, that's not gonna intimidate me. I work hard jobs, laborious jobs. I deal with complex issues. You gotta understand, some of these men are, they work in the finance industry, they work in the banking industry. So they see that type of money flow in and out of their hands. They're actually handling it on a daily basis, right? So that's not something that intimidates them, right? And even other services, that doesn't intimidate them. What intimidates them is the attitude that's accompanying the money. Well, I've got the money, so I can tell you what to do. You essentially think that having that type of money makes you the boss, and it doesn't. It's a really weird thing for you to do. Y'all think that's what men think. Y'all think that's what men do. And a man is saying, no, I'm just using my resources to pay the bills. That's it. What you try to do when the man has the money is you might blow it on this, blow it on that. And the man says we cannot, and you try to override and usurp what's in the best interest of the team. And then the man says, no, I can't let you destroy the team. We got in this together. And so you're thinking he's financially mishandling you, and he's actually not. He's actually stopping you, as a man should, as a leader should, from doing what you don't need to be doing. When your boss says, hey, we're not going to work on this project, and it's really a big project that may or may not work, you might put up a fight or you might be upset, but you don't do it. Why? Because he's the one that has the money. And when he comes up in your face, you'll be at that job for 5 or 10 years, but you'll sit up there and listen to what he just told you. Why can't you do that for your man who loves you, who's doing things in your best interest? We have to start thinking about that. Hey, let's not put our money here. Let's go over there. Let's try this. Let's do that. Y'all don't do that. Men are not intimidated by your money. They're intimidated, or not intimidated. They're put off by your attitude.
Ladies, let's have a talk. I want to drop some knowledge on y'all, right? Let's talk about the median salary across America for both men and women. For men between the ages 20 through 30, the median salary is around $40,000 to $45,000. For men ages 30 through 40, the salary ranges between $55,000 to $65,000. And even in ages 50 through 60s, most men are still in that median salary of $60,000. Now let's talk about women. I also need to mention that that's across all races: Asian, Black, White, and Latina. For women between the ages of 20 through 30, median salary is between $38,000 to $50,000 in salary. Women in their 30s and 40s, it climbs up. That's about $60,000 through $62,000. And even in their 50s, the salary is $59,000 through $61,000. Now that we got that compared side by side, my question to you is, would you rather be single and take care of yourself? Because there's another thing that I also need to mention. So let's talk about the top earners, the 1%, the 5%, and the 10%. The top 5% is making about $201,000, and that's the top 5. The top 10% are making about $150,000. The top 1% are making about $430,000. 68.6% of those top earners are men. They're men. So for every woman in that top earning percentage, there are 2.2 men doing so. It's dominated by men, okay? It is. So between 150,000 to about 199,000, 70.4% of those are men. 200,000 plus, 70% of those are men. Women only make up 14 to 22% of that top earning field. First of all, being a high earner is rare. It's rare. So my question today is, within that rarity, would you rather take care of yourself, right? Or would you rather a top earner take care of you, but no intellectual, I got some on my lip, no intellectual, emotional, spiritual, that connection is obsolete. That connection isn't there. Or would you be okay with being alone? Let me know down below.
I'd be interested to see the numbers on, I think she said 60,000 or something like that. They earn 60,000 or something like that. What does it look like under the 6-figure mark? Like, say for instance, somebody's earning like 70 to 80 or 80 to 90. What does that look like? Because I feel like if y'all start dropping down on those ranges, you might get somebody to pay attention to you. Now, a man, we know a man, he might go for somebody that is a waitress. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought there was a basketball player or somebody, I cannot remember him now. It wasn't Dwight Howard. Dang, it just slipped my mind. But anyway, I think his wife was a server or something like that at one point in time. And he actually got married to her or whatever and whatnot. So it's not necessarily about how much she makes. It's, is she feminine? Is she friendly? Is she loyal? Can she take care of a house? You can be a waitress and take care of a house. That's just my occupation. But I do take care of my family. And a man is going to look at that and he's going to say, okay, I want you for my family. I want you for my children. I want you to help me build our legacy and our vision together. So that's what you got to start thinking about. If a man is making 60 to 70K, just like you, y'all put it together, 120, 130. You can get a lot of stuff done. You can pay rent. Y'all can grind together. Y'all can hustle together. Think about all of the benefits.
Best dating advice I can give anyone, and I am not anyone that should be giving dating advice, so let's start there. Okay, so if you continue to listen, that's kind of on you. But I don't believe in lying to anyone to make yourself sound better than you're actually going to be. For instance, me, very first day, I told my man I run a strict program, okay? And he loves it here. He does. Please don't think he's held hostage. He's not. He loves it. But I'm never going to be like, oh yeah, I'm a super chill girl. I'm not. I'm quite literally the opposite of chill. There's maybe not one chill bone in my body. I don't know. But we were talking about having kids, and he was like, I said that I wanted to breastfeed, and he goes, oh, you're gonna be pumping at work. Let's go ahead and have this conversation now, babe. Who's gonna be at work? Who's gonna be at work? You're gonna be at work.
Honestly and truly, this is a non-issue. To be honest, He was making a comment. It wasn't him saying, oh, you're going to be doing that. He was just thinking, so you're going to be pumping at work, basically, instead of formula. He was just stating based on what you're doing now, because it looks like you have something on your shirt. So that's like a business or something like that, I'm assuming. So if you're in business and you're running a business, then you're going to be working and trying to do that. I'm thinking of a person right now she just gave birth and she was in the hospital bed doing deals. That's what I was saying. It's not a non-issue. We miss a lot of context in these things. Oh, I'm strict. I run a tight program. That's not really a tight program at all. Like, modern women think they're doing something that they're actually not. That's not a tight program. That's just you, which a lot of men love. Just let me know what it is, right? So I can adjust, so I can do what I need to do. Tell me up front. I don't want to read your mind. I need to know how much I need to go to work to take care of you and the babies. If you're going to be taking care of the household, if you're going to be taking care of my child and raising my child right, I need to know what I need to do. Just tell me straight up what I need to do in order to make this happen.
I'll never forget the time that I went on a date with this man.
Every time I think we take 2 steps forward, we end up taking 5 steps back in this fucking dating pool. Viewer discretion is advised.
And on the date, like, long story short, on the date it started raining. All right, we were supposed to go out to eat, and then we was going to give some work pants across the bay in Mobile. We was going across the bay, and it started raining. And you know, when we got to the place, he was like, you know, it's raining. Do you want me to park you at the door, or you know, how you want to do it? And I'm just like, no, you know, it's cool, like whatever. Y'all, why this man stopped at the gas station and got me an umbrella?
Yeah.
So we could walk in the store and I didn't have to get wet. And when I tell y'all I never talk to that man again, because personally, I just want a nigga that's gonna make me run. That's gonna be like, ready, set, go, run. You know what I'm saying? Like, take off. Like, I don't know. If you stopping to go get an umbrella, it really icks me out. Like, why the fuck would you go get me an umbrella?
See what I mean? See what I mean, right? Now, I wanted to chalk it up as like rage bait. I wanted to chalk it up as like, oh, she's just talking shit. But I took the liberty of going on her page, and a lot of her videos are very similar to this one. She seems very sincere about what she's saying. But I swear, you can't make this shit up. It's impossible. You cannot make this shit up. And I can assure you, she's gonna get with the nigga that she truly deserves, right? Trust me when I tell you, she's gonna get with the guy that she truly deserves. And then when he drag her through the mud, all of a sudden men ain't shit. All of a sudden men are just horrible dogs. She want a nigga that don't give a fuck about her. And then when she find a man that don't give a fuck about her, because those men exist, men ain't shit as a whole. And she will never give credit to the man that actually showed her compassion. She gonna wait until she have a couple of kids and the streets done had their way with her to try and go back and get that man. And when he declines, she gonna be like, oh, this was wrong with men now. Y'all not real men. Nah. But you know what? When it's all said and done, there's one part of that video that I do appreciate from her. She left that man alone. He don't deserve that. Not even a little bit. And my boy, wherever you are, if you see this video, bro, go find a woman that can appreciate who you truly are as a man. And leave the skeezers for the streets. You can't save them all. Trust me. It's not worth your time. Y'all keep the change.
Men don't have standards anymore. Where are the men with standards? What's wrong with men these days? Let's not talk about the fact that, you know, I post my body all over the internet for anybody and everybody to see, and I just go party every other night with my friends until 2 a.m. You know, no accountability. Everything is always somebody else's fault, somebody else's problem. They can take care of it. Yeah, I have no standards of my own. Do I even need to explain the hypocrisy of that? I'm not even... Okay.
I think I'm the most embarrassing individual on the fucking planet, because listen to this. I hung out with this guy 2 times. He only wanted me for my body. Okay, shocker. So when I didn't give him my body, he ghosted me. However, like 2 weeks after, I decided that it was okay. He just wanted me for my body. Because it was on my terms. It was on my terms. And so I obviously drunk texted him one night. Sue me, okay? We hung out. Haven't heard from him since. Hey! Now, of course, this is where it gets embarrassing. I was with him, and I was like, hey, remember when you ghosted me? Remember when you ghosted me? Remember when you ghosted me? Shut up. Literally shut up. Stop being so insufferable. He's like, I didn't ghost you. I was like, you most certainly did. However, this time, okay, that was a lie. I heard from him one time. He texted me 3 days later. And then I never heard from him again. And you know what? As he should. I don't really give a fuck. When I said I'm good at casual, I meant it.
Did you wanna, like, do you think you're ready to order now?
I'm fine. I already ate at home.
I thought this was a dinner date.
Yeah, we're having a date.
We're like at a restaurant and everything.
I know, but I already ate, so I'm good.
You ate before our dinner date?
Yeah, like, just trying to save money.
I don't know if I just want to like order food by myself though.
No, I give you permission, but you can order food by yourself. I'm not a fatty or anything, I know.
I don't know if that's like really the vibe today. Like I might honestly head home.
Nah, bro, don't be like that, bro. Just get food.
It's okay. I think I'm good.
Somebody in the comments said, if you can at least pretend to pick a $9 appetizer for my sake, what are you even doing there? A guy said, I met a girl for a dinner date. I wasn't that hungry, so I ordered an appetizer. She was definitely upset. I didn't think it was a big deal, but it was to her. You can never make them happy. Ever. Just order what you want. I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. But you're not going to eat? No, I'm not hungry. Why would you? I think I'm going to leave. Just order what you want. I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. Y'all be doing too much out here. Well, the point of a dinner date is to eat. I get it, but I'm not hungry. You want me to order something to take it home? I'm not hungry. It's not that big of a deal. There's other things to argue about. There's bigger problems to argue about. You guys don't understand. Some of this stuff, I get where you're coming from, but y'all gonna have to start sweeping that under the rug. Y'all need to start vacuuming up that little attitude that you got. Sweep that little attitude, sweep that little pride and ego out the front porch into the grass. Let it become part of the earth. Just dissipate. Let it breathe. Let it marinate. This is why y'all can't get a man. Y'all got weird standards. Weird standards. I'm not happy because you didn't order, so I'm going to badger you. I'm going to leave. I think a woman a minute ago was talking about how she wanted to date on her own terms, how she wanted to let the guy clap on his own, on her terms, you know. So I don't want to seem like I'm too desperate, but I'm definitely going to spin the block. And that's what she did. Well, I don't want to do it in this case, but I want to do it in this case. Doesn't matter. It's a weird standard. It's all the same. I'm going to ghost you. I'm not going to talk to you. All the same. Modern women, they create problems for themselves. And then they put this type of stuff on the internet, trying to make the guy look bad. No, the guy, he doesn't look bad. He just looks like he's going back and forth with somebody who wants to create chaos and a problem.
So I woke up to my mom crying today about how me and my sister aren't married yet, and she's saying it's because we're too picky and we just need to stop being so choosy and settle down. And I told her, we're not being picky. We just have criteria that we're looking for, and there's like a rating system. It's a 3-category rating system, and we need the guy to have 2 out of 3 things in order for us to like consider them. And she asked what the rating system was. And so I've created a nifty little diagram to share with you guys. One sec. Okay, so the 3 categories are personality, looks, and career. And if I could find someone who had all 3, I wouldn't be single. So we're just gonna go ahead and assume this is not in the market at the moment, okay? So like big X there. Okay, so what I've come to discover is if they have the looks and the personality, so they're in this box here, they usually don't want to get married, or they've already found someone, because those guys are a hot commodity. So that's not really in the market either. Okay, so just scribble that one out. Okay, so the guys that have the looks and the career, also hot commodity. So they're usually taken, or yeah, they don't want to get married. So scribble that guy out. Okay. So now you're left with personality and career. If you haven't figured it out, you need 2 out of 3 categories in order to make it to the next level, right? So again, usually if they'll have the career or the personality. Usually they have the personality because they didn't get the career, or they'll have the career but they didn't have time to develop a personality. So this guy does not exist either, in my opinion. Or I haven't found him yet, one or the other, but regardless, he's not in the market. Okay. So that means, as you can see, I'm only finding people that have 1 out of 3 categories that I'm looking for. They either have the looks, or the personality, or the career. And I guess people would say, why do I need to have 2 out of 3? But I mean, that feels pretty reasonable. I'm looking for 66 out of 100%, you know, so I feel like I'm not being unreasonable. I'm just unlucky so far. What do y'all think?
A guy in the comments said, that's the whole point. You find someone when you're young and you grow with them, and that man finds his career, you fumble the bag and it's too late now. I think another thing that she said was they have to have 2 out of the 3 in order to be considered. Well, unfortunately for you, the guys that you're looking for, and this is why your mom was crying, and he was right in what he said, you guys aren't intentional. A lot of you guys aren't intentional about looking for the guy that you need to be looking for, or getting with the guy that you need to get with when you're younger, when you have time on your side. When you get a little bit older, you want to try to rush things and try to get things in. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be taking your time and looking for the best person for you, the best opportunity for you. And that best opportunity might not be, oh, well, he's got a super great career, super great personality, super great looks, because you don't have any of those. I think a woman in the comment, and this is what keeps women single. A woman in the comment said, don't settle until you get all 3. Another woman said, also, you have all 3, so why shouldn't he? Y'all don't have the type of stuff that y'all think y'all have. That's the problem. Y'all are not as great as y'all think that y'all are, but you keep on feeding each other delusions. You're not the best looking person out there. Well, I don't have to be. Exactly. That's exactly the point. A man doesn't have to be the best looking out there. Well, I don't have the best career. I'm not the richest. Exactly. A man doesn't have to be the richest person out there. He's got a pretty good career, pretty stable. Well, I don't have the best personality. I have flaws. There's parts about me that I expect my man to come in and help me with, or not help, but, you know, I expect him to comfort. I expect him to cover and protect my weaknesses, the parts of me that are vulnerable, the parts that I don't feel so great about. I expect him to pour into me and to help me get to the woman that I want to be 10, 15 years from now. Exactly. That's exactly the point. Y'all want a man to build, to pour, to invest into y'all, but you don't do that for a man. So that's probably why your mom is crying. Pretty much.
So we watched The Materialist last night, and my question is, do women really care this much about height? Like, yeah, we give men such a hard time that, like, this movie paints a very bleak picture of the dating landscape in this country, but the women are just as bad as the men. And I think that if you'd asked me, like, as a young person, like, what's your type? I probably would have been like tall and blonde. I never one time dated a man that was over 6 feet or was not a brunette. Granted, I was telling people for years that I'm 5'2", when in fact I'm 5'4", so apparently height just like doesn't really compute for me.
So a woman in the comments said, I think women are just saying, hey, I'd like to feel petite next to my man. So a 5'9" girl wants a 6-foot guy, and now many women do. However, men have a million things they demand in women and how they look, so who cares if a girl wants a tall guy? No, that's not true at all. You guys continue to try to say what men, a million things like what exactly? I'd actually like to know. What are the a million things? Modern women do this when they don't want to take accountability for the stupid stuff that they say. Well, you guys want a million things. I want my wife to cook and clean. That's a million things. I want my wife to look good. That's 3. I want my wife to be loyal. 4. I want my wife to be friendly. 5. Oh, well, what do you mean by, okay, great question. What do you mean by cook and clean? I mean, preparing the meals. You can prepare enough for leftovers if you want to. I can cook. I can do that. But if you're wanting me to work a lot, then it stands to reason I'm not going to have that much time to cook. Well, if you're making a lot of money, which me as the woman would want you to do, then you should be able to order out. I can order out sometimes, but I cannot order out every day. That is fiscally irresponsible. So I would need somebody to go to the store, get the things that we like, prepare it how we like, without having to see if there's something in there that I don't like, We go to the store, we get exactly what we want. We cook it exactly how we want with the seasonings that we want any and every time. I could be cooking at freaking 7 at night. I could be cooking at 6, 7 in the morning. I could be cooking at 2 o'clock in the morning if I wanted to, because we have the stuff that we want to do so. I'm looking for that type of thing. Not that you have to. I'm just saying, if there's a better way to do it, we can. Not a more convenient way. Modern women are looking for convenience. Well, I just want to feel small next to my man. That's convenience. That's convenience. You don't need that. That's not a requirement. Well, if he's 6 foot, you don't need it. It's not a requirement. You need food. You need water. You need shelter. That's the things that you need. Y'all be out here looking for this stuff that doesn't really, honestly and truly, it's a nice to have. It's a nice to have. And that's probably one of the things that you want to check off of your list before getting in a relationship with somebody. But y'all place that as a need rather than a want. You get me? And there's another guy in the comments that says, on Bumble, 85% of women set a filter so they don't have to see men under 5'9". How do you think that you're going to find good? So basically what you're saying is, I know I want a man that's over 5'9", okay? 5'10", 5'11". That's the bare minimum. You know, I really don't want a man that's 5'10", but, you know, definitely not average height. I want above and beyond. And let's see where we land. It really is like a magic sort of thing that they're doing here. And they wonder why they're single. They wonder why they can't find anybody. Because you guys are thinking that, you know, you can just get on these apps and these apps are magic. I put the filters in. I try to find somebody that I like and hoping that they match with me. Fingers crossed. Uncross those fingers once again. They're not coming. We go through this exercise every single time. They are not on their way. You're going to continue to get the same results because you are not. Unfortunately for you, you're not who you think you are. I'll say it like that.